Hey guys, I'm CinnamonToastKen. My cheek's still swollen. And this is my girlfriend Mary. Mary's going to answer the questions that you guys asked her on Twitter. So sit back and enjoy her answering all your questions. If you say anything weird to her, I'll come after you. I'll fight you. I'll fight you.
G'day everyone, I'm Mary. Lots of you have been asking questions about me in the comment section on Ken's videos, and so we thought it was about time that you got to know me a little bit better. So we put it up on his Twitter, and these are just about 27 of the questions that you guys have asked me. Out of the millions, most of them were just repeating of how we met, so I should probably start off with that one. Mr. Green Panda 3 was one of the people that asked me how we met. I'm really nervous, if you couldn't tell. Basically, I just messaged him one day. I was watching his videos. I'd been watching his videos for a really long time. He posted his birthday one, and I thought that he seemed a little bit down, to be honest. And I sent him a message, basically just said that you have support, that there are so many people that care about you and that, you know, are there for you. And we started talking, and we ended up never stopping talking. We were messaging each other all the time, and I had previously wanted to go to America, and he asked me out one day, and it was totally unexpected and completely overwhelming for me, and I said yes. And then we were planning my trip over, and now I'm here. And I'm currently on a 12-month working visa, a student working visa, which was only attainable for those who were current or full-time university students or people who have recently graduated. And so I applied, and I was accepted into the program and did all of the visa stuff. It was really complicated, but now I'm here. And then after the 12 months is up, we're gonna find another avenue for me to stay, or we'll see. We'll see how things are in a year's time. It's a long time. Mr. Green Panda 3 also asked me what my favourite colours were. I am a big fan for the traditional blue and pink. I wear pink accessories most of the time. I always have my nails painted pink and pink lipstick, and I like wearing pink eyeshadows, and you know, but then blue is like my body colour. Like I'll wear blue t-shirts and blue dresses, and yeah, I think they go well together. Nate Fuzzy Young asked me if I like anime, and I don't want to lie to you guys here, I'm not a huge anime fan. I have watched some stuff. I really enjoyed Death Note, I really enjoyed what I've seen of Full Metal Alchemist, and I've just started watching Crash of the Titans, Attack on Titans, oops. It's good. It's not my favourite genre of television. I'm much more into just light-hearted, funny stuff like The Office, Community, Parks and Recreation. So I'm digging it, but it's just not my fave. I am Kel Coco. Asked me basically what my favourite Australian food is and what I'm missing most. And I know I sound like a giant stereotype, but I love Vegemite. It's just the best thing. It's just this salty little jar of black tar, and you can put it in your 2-minute noodles, and you can put it on toast, and you can have it with melted cheese. Vegemite is amazing, and so many people hate it, and I admit, like, it smells terrible. If you're sitting in the lecture theatre and somebody comes in with a Vegemite sandwich and they open it up, the whole room is just like, oh. But the person eating it, they're like, yo, Vegemite, because it tastes delicious. It's just a little bit overwhelming on the nose. My voice is all shaky. Call Me Birdie said, how long will you be living with Ken? I kind of already answered him in my whole visa thing. Hopefully forever? that would be up there with the wishes and desires of future Mary, but yeah. Kimberly T. Akudia asked me about Texas. Had I ever been there, would I like to go there? I've always wanted to go to Texas. I curl my hair with hot rollers, and whenever I take them out, I'm like, these are my Texas curls, you know? Like, yeah, Texas, it just seems like a really cool place, and Graveyard Girl's from Texas, and I like Graveyard Girl. So, yeah, I would like to go to Texas. Purple Ninja Girl asked me where I buy my clothing from. What's my favorite store/shop? most of my clothes are hand-me-downs. I have 2 older sisters, and I've never really been into going out and spending money on clothing. I spend lots of money on shoes, but and they're not from any specific store either. I think this is from like Kmart in Australia. I don't know if you guys have Kmart here. And my pants are from Supre. and my jumper's from like a flea market in like Paddy's Market in Sydney. Yeah. I'm not a big spender on clothes, and it's just covers you up, gets the job done. Mia Mix says, since when do you guys date? I think it was actually October when he asked me out. So, Lozadog_XOX said, what do I think is Ken's best feature? And it would definitely be that he looks after me. He makes me feel safe and secure, and I kind of need that as a person, so I really appreciate that about him. Alison Carmen asked me if I could lick my elbow, or if I would try to lick my elbow. I think I'm gonna make a fool of myself here, but like, I don't think that's gonna happen. No. Now I'm worried that I'm gonna have weird elbows and you guys are all gonna comment saying, oh my god, you see that chick's elbows? Ugh. Random fan chick asked me, will you get your own bear hat? Well, Ken actually has like a bunch of bear hats but this is his bear, this is the bear hat, so I don't think I need my own one. I can just coming in, stealing your stuff, yo. I Shall Not Grow says, can you rap a song? A play that I was in, I always did the school plays because I was an official drama nerd. I keep flicking the book too, if you guys are wondering what that sound is. A play that I was in was the complete works of William Shakespeare, and one of the characters that I played was Oedipus. And no, it was well, I did do that, but it was Othello that I'm thinking of. Oedipus and Shakespeare. I just made an idiot of myself. Sorry, drama people. Yeah, that was embarrassing. But it went. It was like little beating things, which I can't do. It's the story of a brother by the name of Othello. He likes white women and he likes green jello. Oh yeah, and something about bad guy. And then it was like, Desdemona. She was chastity tight. She was the daughter of a duke. She was totally white. But Diago had a plan. He was clever and slick. You guys don't need to hear me. That's terrible. Momo282135 asked us who picked the dog and who named the dog. Ken wanted a corgi, so that's why we've got a corgi. I'm a big dog fan. I like, I'm used to outside dogs that, protect you and stuff. So I really like border collies. I really like big German shepherds. They're my kind of dogs. So having an inside dog for the first time is a little bit weird for me. But he wanted a corgi. I really like corgis because the queen having corgis and stuff, that makes me happy. But who named her? I definitely will take credit for the name. As soon as he said he wanted a puppy, I was like, well, that puppy's being called Brutus. Brutus is the name for the puppy if we're gonna get a puppy. And then when we just went to the markets and they happened to have corgis, which is super rare, and she was relatively cheap from the ones that we had been looking up, and so it was just fate, and they did have some boy ones, but they kind of had like odd markings, and Betty isn't perfect, but she's pretty much like she's a beautiful dog. So, and she was better natured than the boy ones as well. So we picked her, and they were like, well, we still want to call her Brutus, but that's a boy name, and not that like gender really matters on pets, but we decided to make it a little bit more feminine for her, and so we called her Betty Brutus, and then Betty Brutal just kind of sounded better. So yeah, but just like day to day, we either call her Betty or Brutal or Bets or Brute. So she's gonna be really confused. She doesn't know who to come to. Small to Bite Me asked me who do I look up most to in my life, and this would definitely be my oldest sister, Lauren. I think that she is stunning physically. She's just gorgeous. But she's so strong-willed. She's so sure of herself all the time. And when she's not, she is capable of picking herself up and thinking clearly. She's always been there for all of us. Like, my parents got divorced when we were pretty young, and it was really hard for her, and I know that she struggled with school, and I know that she didn't have a huge group of friends or anything like that. She was always there for me. She's amazing. I love her a lot. And she's getting married, and I'm really excited for her. I'm getting emotional, how embarrassing. Koto Laquita asked me, what do I do for fun? At the moment, my entire fun regime is watching television and playing with the puppy, and occasionally we will go out to Frisbee. That is fun though. I'm on Tumblr 24/7. If you haven't gone to my Tumblr, it's updating constantly. Like, Tumblr's good. Tumblr's good entertainment. If I had like infinite amounts of money and time and the correct resources, then I would be skydiving. Was one of my favorite things that I've ever done in my life. I would just be jumping out of planes constantly. When I did my first jump, when I got on the ground, I was like, why am I at university and not a skydiving instructor? Because it is the most fun thing in the entire, and it's so exhilarating. Oh, so everybody should go skydiving. It's amazing. I would do that for fun if I was a gazillionaire. I think I've answered all the ones on this page. What else did you guys say? I wrote them down because I was nervous. So I picked my favorites and wrote them in my book. What's it like out of Australia, says Percy T-Pony, I think. Cold would be my first impression. Everybody has been really lovely. Like, everybody that I've met, all the people, you know, servers, waiters, store clerk people, they've all been incredibly lovely. Not to say that Australian people aren't lovely, but I think it's like a little bit different. I think in Australia people are a little bit more casual. We definitely swear more. I don't know. It's just a more kind of informal attitude. Whereas here, everybody kind of calls you ma'am, and it's like, I'm important or something. I don't know. It's just different. But it's been so cold, and I'm not used to that. So that's what it's like out of Australia. Tyler H316 asking what my favorite video games are or is, but I can't say one because there is like the game that you had when you were little, right? And that for me was SSX Tricky on my PlayStation 2. And I know that's not even like that old, but we didn't get into gaming when we were really young. We couldn't really, like, our parents didn't buy the consoles for us or anything. So I think there was one like numbers game when I was really young that I used to play on the computer all the time. And we would take ages and ages for the computer to load up. And by that time you'd be really bored and you wouldn't even want to play the game anymore. But no, my first gaming addiction was SSX Tricky, and I would play with Simon, and when you unlocked enough levels, he wouldn't wear a shirt, and he was all ripped, and he had like these barbed wire tattoos all over him, and he would say, "Do you wanna play?" Yeah, he was my favorite character. And Zoe was fairly badass. So Martin19451337 asked me what's my pizza recommendation and I can't remember exactly, I just wrote down pizza. I like the vegetarian, supreme, Godfather, extra jalapenos. I like all of the vegetable stuff. Sometimes I like salami. I'm not a vegetarian. Sometimes I like salami on it, but generally processed meats, in my opinion, don't work. I would much rather eat like a steak or just vegetables. I don't like fast food meats. Like, I can't. Chicken's not so bad, but it's like the fake cow stuff. Makes me feel very ill. Russia13 asked me what my favorite book was, and I also can't name just one book. Oh, before, when I answered favorite video game, I only gave you my one. My last favorite video game, which I'm still semi-obsessed over, is Lollipop Chainsaw. I think Juliet Starling, who is the protagonist of the game, is the most relatable character, in my opinion, that I have ever played. And it could just be because she was blonde with blue eyes and like just, I don't know, she speaks in a very similar way to how I speak, minus the accent, or switch the accent, or whatever you want to say. And her relationship with her boyfriend, I adore that game. And I know it's so cheesy, but the rainbows and they sing that cheerleader song from Bring It On. It's a good game if you haven't played it already. You'll finish it in like a few hours, but you'll just love it. You'll try and look up her skirt and she'll slam the chainsaw behind her and be like, quit it, you perv. Yeah, it's a kick-ass game. So, Russia, fave book. The Book Thief. Thank you, Toby Janae, who was the first one who gave me that book. The Death and Life of Superman, which I bought from a secondhand bookstore for $7. I went with my dad, it was a bookstore in Sydney. The whole entire Aragon series, just amazing, absolutely blew my mind. Rowan of Ren was my favourite in my early teen years, and The Fairy Realm was my favourite book in the universe as soon as I could read, and I would just read it over and over and over again, and I used to get incredibly car sick, especially if I was reading, but if I was in the car, I couldn't not read, so it was a terrible situation for everybody. But I read that book about 17 billion times, and then I've given it to my youngest sister, who I truly hope, she does read, so I really hope that she's read that book, because I thought that book was just amazing. It was by Emily Rodda, I believe, but 2 thumbs up. That is a good book for little kids. But it had good morals and stuff for older kids too, I think. I get so tense. Okay. Anonymous on Tumblr asked me what my favourite fan artists are. And I cannot remember all of your names off the top of my head, but there are 3 who are awesome, in my opinion. There is Chubby Chibi Universe, who made my phone background, which I've put up on Twitter. And you probably won't be able to see it, but it's me riding Ken's back and our little puppies at the bottom of it. I think it's adorable. And there's Awesome Yuan, which is also amazing. And there is another one who actually writes kind of sneaky bad things about Ken and his friends, which I don't read, but I know they exist. And I sometimes see the pictures come up and I giggle a little bit. Sneaky. But her artwork is amazing. I wish that I was that talented. She's amazing. Amazing. And Erin D. Larusa from my Tumblr, who I always reblog from, so stop, Erin. She asked me a bunch of questions. She asked me if I have a list of people that I want to cosplay as. I don't presently, but I do want to get into cosplaying. So if you have a character that you think would fit me, I have kind of blondish hair, it's kind of short at the moment, but we can do wigs, we can do that. I'm kind of short in height, I don't know. I need some good female characters that I can go to for all the cons, because Ken and I are going to be going to cons, and I don't just want to stand around and be like, sup guys, here I am in my jeans and singlet. No, I want to be dressed up, I want to get into it. So help me out, guys. I'm going to have to make the costumes and stuff, but come on, give me some ideas. You asked me about my modelling. I started modelling because one of my other older sisters was very much into it, and she used to tell me that I would be really good at it, and I didn't think that I would be. I had very, very low self-esteem in school, but I started it. I did one shoot that I won at, I think, the Easter show, a photography company. You put your name in, and then they called me out and they're like, you won. I think everybody won. I think it was a big scam, actually, because you went and the shoot was free, but then they made your photos look, they were like just glamour shots, but they made you look all pretty. And because I was young and I was with my dad, I was like, I want the pictures, I want the so he paid so much money. I really do not recommend going to a studio for glamour shots unless you want to be ripped off, because you get emotionally invested and it is just silly. But that was my first ever photo shoot. It wasn't obviously like a proper one. I didn't get paid anything for it. We had to pay for the pictures, but it definitely set the tone of, this is something that I like doing. I enjoy still photography. It's funny that people don't get it. They're like, but you do modeling, so you can't be nervous in front of a camera, but my heart is absolutely racing. I think that I'm awkward in moving. I don't know, some of you made comments, you're like, what is she doing with her lips? Like, why is she trying so hard? I'm like, I can't just be a regular person. I gotta just, I just take a picture of me and let's just move on. But so that was my first ever modeling experience. And after that, I put together a portfolio with those expensive glamour shot images and Polaroids, or like just regular portrait shots. And if you want to get into modeling, you need them. You need your headshot, and you need zero makeup, zero lighting, like special lighting. You obviously need natural light, and no Photoshop. And then you need to just be you. And so you need face, portrait, and like a half body and a full body. And then you put them in your portfolio. And then what I did, I started my online modeling portfolio, got in contact with photographers, started doing trade work, and then started doing paid shoots for commercials. And I didn't get big because I'm short and I'm kind of, just average and whatever. But it's a lot of fun. Like, there's a huge arts community of it, and if you don't want to get paid for it, there's a lot of work for you. If you're like me and you're like, well, I could do that, or I could do this other one, which would give me some income because I needed that to fly over here, then it is harder to find work. But I have my modeling page up on Facebook. I took down a lot of the photos from there because I know that Ken's fan base is a little bit younger, but there's still some of them up there, and that's just Mary G. I think it's Mary GT Model is, so if you go to facebook.com/Mary GT Model, it should come up, but I'll link it as well. My favorite ever shoot that I've done, probably everything with Phil Steffens. He's so much fun to work with. What else? I did, what's her name? Makeup by Megan is really good. When I'm working with a good makeup artist, because I'm not very good at doing makeup, then it makes the world of difference and I feel so much better for the whole shoot. So Makeup by Megan was amazing. But who am I thinking of? My amazing makeup artist who I'm in love with? Emily Court. Emily Court is the makeup artist in Sydney. Oh my gosh, she is in, starts with N, not Neutral Bay. What? No. I can't remember. I'm an idiot. The Performing Arts School is there. Anyway, look her up. I think it's like the Green-Eyed Monster makeup or something. Maybe I should link that too. She is amazing. So any photo shoot that I did with her. So I did my pinup one where they covered me in tattoos and I had I heart CinnamonToastKen written on my knuckles. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. So she was the makeup artist for that. She was spectacular. What am I studying? I am a full-time university student at the University of Newcastle. I'm studying a Bachelor of Business with a double major in Human Resource Management and Political... Oh, you hear my voice crack then? 13-year-old in puberty. And Political Theory. It is not a very interesting degree if you are not interested in accounting, economics, those kind of subjects. I wasn't doing any of those subjects at school, but when I got into the degree and I actually started studying them, I was like, this is okay. So I'm almost finished that, and that's what I'm studying. At the moment, like the very, very moment, I'm not studying anything because we're still on holidays until March. So go, Australian universities giving us a break for like 5 months over the summer period, even though I'm here and it's winter. Oh, how am I going to be studying at an Australian university while I'm here? I'm doing it all by correspondence. So all of my exams, all of my assessments, online, easy peasy lemon squeezy, not an issue. My favorite animal? Sharks, I think. Octopus is a real, Cuttlefish. I think cuttlefish are my favorite. They can change colors. They're really neat. They're cool. They're cool animals. I really like marine animals. Like all my favorites list of them was all water based. Apart from dolphins, they're boring. Ugh, no dolphins. My favorite self feature, probably my eyes. They're blue. I don't know. I like my lips too. I think my lips are quite nice. They're a nice shape. Favorite pair of heels? I buy a lot of nice footwear. My favorite pair of heels at the moment is my black boots, which I did buy here. They're just lovely. They kind of come up above your knee and they're very high. They've got a big platform and a big heel, and they're very sexy. They're my faves. If I could have one superpower, what would it be and why? I'd probably like to be able to stop time. No, I want the same one that Supergirl has. She, in The Death and Life of Superman, the novel, her power, like, I don't know if it wasn't really explored in anything else that I've seen, but her powers in the book is that she can morph basically into anything. So like, she's walking down a dark tunnel, and you know how bigger, if your eyes are larger, they can expand. If your eyes are larger, they can absorb more light, meaning you can see more. That is why nocturnal animals have those really, really big eyes. So she did that, so she could like make her eyes huge, and she gave herself like bat ears so she could hear, and I just think that is super cool. Like, because animals have some awesome traits that we don't have. So if I could take my pick and be able to use them at will. What was that book series about the morph? I think it was a TV series as well. The Animorphs. It was good stuff. I liked that. But anyways, I think that's probably enough for now. I did lots. I felt like lots. I'm still nervous. I hope that was okay, guys. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. I always talk to you on Twitch whenever Ken live streams. He live streams on Mondays and Wednesdays usually, but obviously he didn't this week because he just had his surgery and he's all still messed up in there. He's been eating soup and SpaghettiOs for days. It's very unfortunate. So he didn't stream, but when he does stream, I'm one of the moderators on the chat and I talk to you freely throughout the stream whilst I'm making sure you're being nice to one another. So, yeah. Thanks for talking to me, guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.